Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to do a little recap, kind of follow-up review of the Bois de Chanel foundation. Now, I did an initial review, which I'll link up above, not that long after I got it, and I kind of felt like I needed to do a follow-up because there's some things that I've noticed about it that you might be interested in. If you are new here and you love skincare and cosmetics, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can also ring the bell if you would like to be notified every time I upload a new video. I'm going to do a quick try on of the product so you can see it go on, and then I'm going to mention some of the good points and bad points about this product based on my personal experience. When I look back at the last tutorial and review I did of this, I'm not that mad about the lighting in it, so I think that the quality of the lighting could be much better. Hopefully that's the case today. And yeah, there are a few things that I've noticed about the foundation that I don't like so much after using it for a bit longer. So I'm going to start by prepping my skin with a little bit of moisturizer. The only reason I'm doing that is because I haven't just done my skincare routine. I've actually been out for a little while. I've even been to the gym, which I wouldn't normally recommend you doing, but I just really wanted to show you this, and then I plan on washing it off straight afterwards. So because there isn't freshly applied skincare on my face, a little bit of moisturizer will just help prep the skin so it glides nicely across the face, looks a lot more natural and sits very nicely. This is the Pestle & Mortar moisturizer, which is very nice. I actually did a review on the Pestle & Mortar range. I'll link it up above. It's a really nice range of skincare from Ireland, and I haven't seen that many brands from Ireland, so I thought that was quite interesting, and it's a nice solid range. The only thing I would say is that this moisturizer has like a lime scent to it, which I'm not that mad about, but in terms of the quality, it's really good, and all the other products that I reviewed don't have any fragrance at all. So in the last review, I applied this with a beauty blender. Now, I'm not going to do that today because I feel like it ends up being a little bit too heavy-handed and it focuses on specific areas, and I really just want to spread a fine layer of this on my skin. So I think the best way to do that is with my fingers. The only reason I don't particularly like doing that so much is because I feel like it can wipe my SPF off, and I don't want to do that at all because kind of even SPF coverage is really, really important to me. So I've used a whole pump of this. So I'm going to rub it between my fingers and start in the center of my face. Also, by kind of like prepping my skin, what I'm able to do is kind of alter the finished result of this. Now this can be quite matte, which I know a lot of you will like. I personally don't love matte products. So if you are the same and you happen to be using this, or you're planning on buying it, then you can alter that by putting a different kind of moisturizer or skincare products underneath that will create more of a dewy effect. But you can see I've literally just wiped that across my face super quickly, and it's just blended through really nicely. I even dabbed it under my eyes. And now what I'm going to do with that damp beauty blender is just go in and kind of like press it into my skin for a really natural result, especially over my forehead, because that is where foundation can sometimes sit in fine lines, and I've got these expression lines on my forehead and I don't want that. So you can also kind of like dab it around your eyes and it will just kind of like mesh the product with your skin much nicer. I am just going to add a tiny dot of this to my chin because it just always gets a little bit red, and then again I'll blend that in with the beauty blender. This is actually quite useful because I know a lot of you are unsure of how to blend color cosmetics around facial hair, and it can seem quite daunting, but as long as you're not going too heavy-handed, then it's fine. You can see here. Now, let me start talking about the things that I don't love about this product so much that I didn't really notice in the last tutorial. So one thing that I've noticed about this is that I feel like it clogs my pores. Now, I did mention before that this has like an almost waterproof finish. So once it dries down, it is waterproof or basically sweat proof. Now, I understand why they would do that with their first men's foundation because, you know, generally speaking, men sweat more. Now, I do sweat, but I don't sweat a lot unless I am in an extremely hot place. If I'm laying by the pool, or if it's summer and I'm in the city and I'm stuck on a train and there's a million people squashed up next to me without any air conditioning, then that's the time that I feel like my face will actually kind of sweat. But other than that, it's not really a big issue for me. And I have had issues with my skin breaking out, and I feel like this might have had something to do with it because I didn't have that problem before I started using this, and I've been racking my brains trying to work out what might have upset my skin and caused it to break out, and I have a feeling it could be this. Now, bearing in mind, I'm the sort of person that cleanses my skin. I would like to say cleanse my skin properly, but even still, I had to make sure that I was much more diligent because I was concerned that I wasn't cleansing it properly and perhaps getting it off properly. So I always made sure I did a double cleanse with this. Now, a lot of people that, you know, might go out and buy this aren't necessarily interested in doing a double cleanse or know about doing a double cleanse or even how to cleanse your skin properly to remove things like makeup and SPF. So if that's the case, you might run the risk of this clogging your pores, causing you to break out if you haven't cleansed your skin very thoroughly with either a gel, a balm, or an oil cleanser, and then wiping it off with a washcloth and even doing a double cleanse to really thoroughly remove the product. So you do have to be quite quick with this. This is just the second coat to, you know, just show you a more medium to full coverage look, which personally I don't go for because I like it to have a really nice natural finish. But again, going in with a beauty blender will just help like soften that and mesh the product with your skin. But I think initially it does just spread across the skin really, really nicely. Now, one thing that I noticed, you know, that led me to believe that this might be clogging my pores is that in the beauty blender, it was almost not impossible, but it was really, really difficult to wash it out. Now, I didn't just rinse it with water. This came with a little bar of soap, the soap that Beauty Blender sells specifically to clean them. And, you know, I would wash it around and things like that, and it would literally just, it just wouldn't wash out. Really, really difficult to kind of remove it. So I'd clean it and I would still see like a dark splodge of it in there. So I was thinking, gosh, if it's that difficult to wash out of the Beauty Blender, how thorough do I need to be to properly get this off my skin so that it doesn't clog my pores? That's the main real issue I have with this, that it's just, I think that the waterproof factor just makes it too hard to remove. But other than that, I think that it's a really nice finish. It probably is a little bit too matte for me personally, but I can imagine a lot of people with oily skin would really love the finish on this. But obviously, if you have got oily skin and you're prone to breakouts, then I'm not sure if this would be the best product for you. Now, I'm not that experienced in using full coverage foundations or kind of sweat-proof foundations. Other than this, I've just been using the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint, which I really, really like, and then kind of working on specific areas that I need more coverage using a concealer. I've used Charlotte Tilbury, I've used Glossier and I've also used RMS, and I find that those work really well. They give a nice natural finish and they're easy to remove. Glossier have actually tweaked their formula very slightly from what I've heard, and I've got some new bits coming. So I'm going to try the Stretch Concealer, which I absolutely love, in the new shade, which is slightly less yellow than the other one. So it's going to have the same depth, but just more of a neutral tone, which I'm really looking forward to because that sounds like it could be perfect for me. And the same in the skin tint, so the same level, you know, the same depth, but with more of a neutral and less of a yellow tone, which again could be absolutely perfect. So as soon as I have those, I'm going to do a review on them and see how that works on my skin. But as you can see, this is dried down. It has got SPF 25 in it, which is really, really good. I think that's great in a foundation because it will give you that extra bit of SPF coverage. So all in all, I think that it performs very, very well. But what I wanted to do is just show you the tutorial in better lighting and also point out those kind of main issues that were really kind of have put me off the product a little bit. And I thought that it would be useful for you guys to know that. If you've got any questions or if you've used this and you have your own experience using it, then please add to the comments below because it does help other people if they're interested in it, because I know that everyone's skin responds differently to different products, so it might be perfect for you or you might have some suggestions on how I could be using it better. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one.